This is the one that I wanted to talk about and spend some time on. Every year, we get invited to go to the Hypnothoughts Live Hypnosis Convention. Hypnothoughts is the world's largest hypnosis and hypnotherapy convention in the world. And one of the cool things about Hypnothoughts Live is it's literally brand new people who have something that they want to share with the hypnosis world, standing shoulder to shoulder with the top people in the industry, the people who are on the cutting edge, who have the greatest followings, have contributed the greatest amount as speakers and trainers to the world. There's probably no better opportunity to learn cool stuff from the best and to learn stuff that may have never been shown before from people you've never heard of. It's just that awesome. And every year we go in, and I go in with the idea of, for the next however long I'm there, just giving as much as humanly possible. That was my friends Scott Salen and Richard Clark created this event based on our work in the Sleepwalkers back in the day. And they've taken that mission and that message and expanded it into the world's largest event, where you can learn from the big. Doug O'Brien is there, Chase Hughes will be there, Mike Mandel will be there, Connie Ray Andreas is the keynote speaker this year. Hundreds of people fighting for a few slots, and it's just the best of the best. So if you've ever want to just immerse yourself, that's the opportunity. This year we've got this amazing training package that we're doing. I'm going to be there for 10 full days. I'm doing a 4-day Identity by Design intensive. It's a pre-class. So for the first 4 days before the Hypnothoughts Live convention, I'm going to be teaching my entire accelerated, intensified Identity by Design hypnotherapy certification. So they will be long days. But if you want to immerse yourself in some of the most powerful personality changing and transformational techniques on the planet, and then have 3 whole days to cut loose on everybody around you and do change work, this is it. So the first 4 days will be my Identity by Design hypnotherapy certification, and it's a full certification. You learn instant and rapid inductions. You learn all of our change work processes in the Identity by Design silo. You learn conversational hypnosis. You'll learn one of the most powerful alchemical processes that we teach. It's regression-based, called the GIFT. It's a completely pleasure-based, abreactive-free process that changes everyone you do it to. It's amazing. You learn how to systematically remove general negativity from people, specialized negativity. These are elements or events that have a safety lesson attached to them that prevent them from letting it go completely. You learn how to preserve that lesson so they can keep the rest go. Change a person's internal dialogue so that it builds them up instead of tears them down. Install default driver states of relentlessness, curiosity, playfulness, and victoriousness that allow you to move through the world in states that move you forward instead of holding you back. How to sanitize the negativity from your past so that when you look back on the past, you only remember it in ways that make your life better. And we're going to take all of that, sandwich it into a template that you install before your very first memory at the DNA level, so that everything that you experience when you is experienced through that filter. Then we teach you through deep trance identification how to install the qualities, characteristics, and attributes of people who you admire into that model, so you have everything you want and you're primed for maximum change in the shortest amount of time possible. That's what we're going to do in the first 4 days. Then we're going to go through 3 days of the world's best hypnosis convention. I'll be doing several breakouts there, one of which is called NLP for Profit. It's how to use NLP for copywriting. How to create and generate copy using the techniques of NLP that makes people salivate and want to jump and up and buy your product or service. I think we'll be talking about, I forget what else we're doing. We've got 2 other breakouts, but the one that jumps, I think are we doing speed attraction? Can you pull up what else we're doing there real quick, TJ? I'll talk about, and then finally after the convention, we're actually going to do a 3-day face reading certification. This is a facial profiling certification where you learn to look at somebody from the top of their head to the bottom of their face, and you can tell them their thinking processes, their personality, their temperament, their attributes, their trauma history, what traumas occurred at what age, their basic constitution, you'll learn how to do sexual and romantic compatibility. You'll learn how to look at somebody and know how they think in terms of Myers-Briggs. You'll begin to formulate ideas on how that's true, and you'll be able to put it all together in a profile that allows you to speed read the subject in front of you and know exactly how to talk about things or what things to talk about to get them the maximum amount of change or wield the maximum amount of influence. We just did our dry run where we've organized this stuff very differently from the way I was traditionally taught it. So you don't need any background in Oriental medicine. You don't need to know anything but just following the systematic progression through the traits and attributes and you'll be able to know things about people and create very powerful, very accurate personality profiles that you can use to predict behavior and that can guide your therapeutic processes. So this is a perfect class for anybody who's interested in influence applications, everything from attraction and seduction to advanced therapeutic mediation and negotiation. Because when you start telling people that you're a face reader and you can tell things about people that even their best friends don't know, you will rapidly become the most fascinating person in the room. So be careful who you let know you know this stuff, because you will become like the center of attention. But if you can ask anybody who's been through the last training, it will completely change how you relate to people. So that's what we're doing as our 3-day post-conference. We're going to be doing for sure the NLP for Profit copywriting secrets. This is the first time in over 10 years that I've taught this particular skill set. I've spent a lot of years studying copywriting. I've studied with some of the greats: John Carlton, Harlan Kilstein, David Garfinkel, Frank Kern, who else? My good friend Matt Kadish, who actually got me started in internet marketing. You would know him as Joseph Matthews from The Art of Approaching. John LaTourette, one of the single most important people in my life. A-list copywriter. These are all people who I've gained. Gary Halbert was someone I studied intensely, even though I didn't study with him, but I did get to meet him once before he passed on. These are all high-level copywriters who utilize NLP in some form or another in their ability to generate marketing and sales materials that make people salivate to buy your product or service. In the 4 hours that we have during the convention, I will take you step by step through the process. We'll talk about how to do bullet points. We'll talk about how to answer 5 basic questions and how to word that. And we'll tell you about simple copywriting hacks that you can use with NLP to create very powerful and compelling descriptions of your products or services that make people relate to them, connect to them, and want to buy them. So for those of you who have a serious interest in going deep into everything that has to do with human influence, I invite you to come and see us at HypnoThoughts Live this coming August. And if that wasn't enough, I've made a habit every year of creating what I call the full Monty I Want It All video bonus training package. And what we've done is we've taken every single video from every single course I've ever taught at HypnoThoughts for the last 9 years, including the 3-day posts and pre-events, the events we've done during the convention. We've put those in a special archive only for people who register for the HypnoThoughts training package that we're offering, the 10-day. So not only will you get everything that's listed that I've just talked about, the 4-day identity by design training, the 3 days of intense go wherever you want, learn whatever you want from whoever you want days at the HypnoThoughts convention, and the 3-day face reading certification. You're also going to get over $10,000 worth of free bonus videos that have never seen the light of day, and only a small handful of people will ever have access to. You can you can access those the very first day of your trainings. You can download them instantly. You can binge watch them to your heart's content. And we're also including video footage from this year's training. So if you're an attendee this year and you loved it and you wanted the videos of it, they'll be in your archive by the end of that month, so you can actually watch the videos of the training you attended, as well as the videos of the breakouts that I taught at HypnoThoughts that you attended, and the 3-day face reading certification. So if you're interested in that, you can go to our page, www.nlppower.com, events, and you can just find the HT Live 2020 page, or you can reach out to Stephanie at NLP Power, and she'll get you set up with that. Okay. There are a few other classes that I'm teaching at HypnoThoughts Live. I don't have them in front of me off the top of my head, so
I'm looking them up right now.
TJ's looking them up.
Sunday you've got instant conversational hypnosis.
So on Sunday we'll be teaching instant conversational hypnosis, and
Saturday is story time, neuroscience.
Oh, that one. Yeah. The storytelling one is the one you're going to want to be at, because what we actually do in that class, we have a whole 3-day course devoted to that. But what we're going to be doing during the story time thing is we're going to going into the neuroscience of story and narrative. We're going to show you the tactical applications, and we're also going to be sharing with you stories for connecting with other humans, as well as what I call ninja stories, which are how to build and embed certain structures within the body of your narrative in a very strategic way that allow you to maximize the most leverage on a person in the minimum time. The one thing you need to understand about story and metaphor is that it's never perceived as a direct form of influence. It's always perceived as being well, it's not even that. People don't perceive it as an attempt to influence. And you're going to learn the ins and we can't cover everything in a 3-day training. I think it's a 1 hour or 2 hour training. But what we can do in that time is give you a skeleton, a framework to follow, and the neuroscience that supports it, both in terms of what we call alpha strategies and omega strategies. Alpha strategies are techniques that generate more persuasive push to your message. Omega strategies are strategies and structures and tactics within the body of a narrative that reduce resistance to the persuasion. They're yin and yang of each other, and either one by itself is extraordinarily powerful. But when you combine them, you have a mechanism for delivering very, very powerful change work, but not just change work in a therapeutic context, change work in an attitudinal context. When you're delivering story and metaphor properly, it changes people in the background. It's a very subtle and a very fine art form. But if you're looking for like Ericksonian stories and metaphors, that ain't this. This is a very, very different treatment of this topic. So if you're serious about understanding the power and the magic of narrative, I invite you to come for that. So that's everything we've got going on. You've got the 4-day Identity by Design. You've got 3 days of Hypno Thoughts Live, and then 3 days of face reading and facial profiling, psychological and personality temperament profiling, combined with learning how to write copy that sucks people in, learning how to tell stories and metaphors that change people's minds automatically in the background, and it's never perceived as a direct form of influence. And finally, instant conversational hypnosis, where we weaponize all the language patterns and we show you the 7 most powerful language patterns right off the bat, that if you just understood what each of these did, you'd be able to custom design influence and retrofit all of your current scripts and marketing materials to make them even more neurologically compelling. So that's all going for, I think right now, the all-inclusive package is $14.97 for everything.
Dollars?
Yeah. The 10 days, the 4-day in the front, the 3-day convention, and the 3-day face reading, and the $10,000. It's actually more than $10,000 if you actually did the math, but we'll just say it's over $10,000 worth of video bonus materials. So if you're interested in getting the biggest bang for your buck, I invite you to reach out to Stephanie at NLP Power, 858-282-4663. She'll answer any questions that you have. Space will be limited for the Identity by Design class, simply because I need to make sure that I have the ability to literally look over your shoulder and observe you and get you the reps that you need. So if you want to go from beginner, from 0 to hero, from where you're at to awesome and even beyond, come on out to Hypno Thoughts Live 2010. That's our super bonus training package, and I can't wait to work with you.